Halil Ibrahim Sayhan's new romance has split the entertainment world right down the middle, and it all started with a single sentence that lit up every timeline. One post, one image, one caption, and suddenly everyone is arguing. Is this a tender love story unfolding before our eyes, or a perfectly choreographed campaign meant to keep them trending? Welcome to Secrets Behind the Stars. If you love stories that unravel the hidden emotions behind the headlines, make sure you're subscribed and ready, because this one is shaking the table in every possible way. This time, the spotlight isn't on a series premiere, a film release, or a red carpet appearance. It's on the heart of Halil Ibrahim Sayhan, a man famous for keeping his private life quiet, and the woman standing next to him with fearless warmth, Sıla. The romance is real enough to burn through any attempt to ignore it, yet layered with history, friendships, and carefully timed posts that leave everyone wondering what is genuine and what is strategy. The phrase that started it all came from Sıla's Instagram story, a tender confession dressed in playful nostalgia, a countdown, a flutter, a hint that they've slipped into that dizzy phase where everything feels giddy and new, almost like high school sweethearts. Some swooned. Some rolled their eyes. And just like that, the conversation took off. Why did those few words shake the ground? Because they didn't just speak to longing, they challenged the way we think celebrities should love. Sıla wrote about waiting, about staring at the calendar, about messaging every spare moment because she missed him so much it felt like time was dragging. She said it in a way only she would, direct, romantic, a little mischievous, and unafraid of sounding too sentimental. Only a handful of days left until I see the man I love, she wrote, hinting that they've fallen into that sweet, breathless rhythm where you talk all the time, as if you're kids again and the world is nothing but notes passed between classes. Instantly, hearts flooded the comments. Instantly, the critiques arrived as well. Fans who have followed Halil for years praised the sincerity. That energy suits him, they said. He looks calmer, softer, more at ease around Sıla. They celebrated the sweetness, arguing that love doesn't need to be cynical to be respected. But on the other side, a chorus grew louder, too public, too polished, too coincidentally loud. Why now? Why like this? And why anchor the post with a phrase that triggers the public's imagination so aggressively? After all, in celebrity culture, a high school sweetheart tone can feel either disarmingly pure or suspiciously curated. That's the tightrope Sıla's words walked, and oh, how it shook. Of course, there is another reason the story exploded, the presence of Mehtap Algol. The connection is impossible to ignore. Before Sıla was the woman at Halil's side, Mehtap Algol was the one people linked to him. And here's the twist that made social media erupt: Mehtap and Sıla were close. Personal photos, birthday wishes, candid moments, all of it existed before this romance began. The gossip machinery didn't miss a beat. Some called it life, messy but inevitable. Others called it out, labeling the situation complicated at best and ethically gray at worst. Ethics became a trending word. Loyalty became a battleground. The comments sections turned into late-night debates where everyone suddenly had a code to protect. As the storm brewed, all eyes turned to Mehtap Algol. People wanted to hear from her, to read her tone, to find a fracture in the calm. Would she go silent? Would she speak up? When she finally did, her words were measured and cool. She said there was no problem with Sıla, that everyone should mind their own journey, and that not everything needs to be turned into a war. Some praised her maturity. Others said it felt too tidy, too careful, like diplomacy crafted to keep the peace. Was it genuine grace? Or a decision not to feed the blaze? In a world where every syllable becomes a headline, even restraint becomes a spectacle. But the phrase that keeps looping through every thread remains the same. The high school lover's vibe. Why does it bother some people so much? Maybe because it challenges the modern script of romance that celebrities are expected to follow: discreet, elegant, controlled, delivered in curated doses. Or maybe it feels like a trope, too sugary to be true. The defenders shrug at that opinion. Lovers act like this. The heart forgets its age and just runs. They insist that there's nothing wrong with excitement, with oversharing a little, with sounding foolish when you're happy. The critics answer back, timing is everything, and this timing is loud. The photos are neat, the captions are cinematic, the rhythm is suspiciously on brand. They say it smells like management. That phrase, smells like management, is everywhere right now, and it's impossible to ignore the context fueling it. Halil has been circling new ventures. There are whispers of projects abroad, of deals negotiated quietly, of meetings with global teams who see his steady gaze and measured intensity as more than just domestic fame fodder. Pair that with Sıla's rising momentum, her confident social media presence, and a generation of fans who are watching her every move, and suddenly a romance that goes viral begins to look like a ladder. A joint strategy. A plan. At least, that's one side of the discussion. The other side rejects the entire premise. They say accusing two people of faking affection because their careers are thriving is cynical, narrow, and frankly unfair. They argue that love can be both real and beneficial, both genuine and expertly photographed. The camera may be present, but that doesn't mean the feeling is a prop. And those who know Halil's past interviews remember his boundary lines. He has always drawn a firm line between publicity and intimacy. He has always said he prefers to keep his love life away from the glass. Which leads us to the detail that keeps the fire burning, Halil's silence. While Sıla posted with a full heart, he stayed quiet, did not shout, did not rush to explain. For some, that silence feels like protection, like a man who knows that the most precious things are guarded by restraint. For others, it looks calculated, an elegant tactic that lets the romance swell online without him risking anything. Is it maturity, or is it strategy? The truth rests somewhere in the space between those words, that delicate pause where privacy and perception play chess. Meanwhile, social media has split into two loud rooms. In one, the voices clap, swoon, light up the screen with love notes. Let them be happy. This glow looks good on him. Sıla is vibrant and unafraid, and that warmth suits Halil's silence. In the other, the voices are skeptical. Love shouldn't be paraded. It's not right to date someone who was close to your ex. This won't last. Every day delivers a new thread, a new argument, a new side-by-side analysis of posts and looks and body language. Digital detectives never sleep. What this romance has truly done is revive an old argument about how celebrities should love. There are those who believe love should be hidden, guarded like a secret passage, revealed only when it's bulletproof. And there are those who believe transparency is a right, that fans who bring careers to life also deserve to glimpse their heroes' joys. The pressure cooker of social platforms insists on updates, demands a story. People want the flutter, the countdowns, the reunions, the disappearance, the comeback. Love becomes a series. The algorithm learns our cravings and feeds them back to us in perfect loops. But beyond the discourse and the debates, the question hovering over every headline is plain. Where is this headed? Is this a fire that will settle into a steady flame, or is it a glittering burst that fades as quickly as it blinded? The high school mood that Sıla leaned into can mean giddy beginnings, the innocent frenzy of a love that's finding its legs. Or it can mean a temporary fever, something that makes days sparkle but doesn't necessarily survive the weight of everyday life. Every couple with cameras waiting knows the challenge. To live and not perform, to breathe and not brand, to feel without dressing those feelings for the feed. Still, one thing is already certain. This romance has become a defining story of the year. Not because it's perfect, but because it is alive. It invites projection. It mirrors the contradictions of our age, privacy praised in captions, intimacy delivered in clips, real feelings filtered and forwarded. Maybe the reason people can't look away is that Halil and Sıla, in their own distinct ways, reflect two approaches to love in public. He's careful, measured. She's open, expressive. Together, they form a tension the public can't stop writing about. And then there's Medap Algol's steady statement, still echoing in the corners of this saga. No drama, she said, no bad blood. Everyone's paths are their own. Some celebrate that answer as proof that adults can navigate complicated timelines without turning them into war zones. Others insist that beneath the calm lies discomfort too fragile to name. In this age, even a refusal to escalate becomes a headline, a theory, a stage for whoever needs it to support their narrative. So which is it? Love or perception? The truth is that these two often dance together. Love is felt in private and perceived in public, and the bridge between them is where misunderstandings live. We watch, we guess, we compare this romance to ones we've seen before, and in doing so we forget that every story writes itself differently. Maybe that's why Sıla's playful confession cut so deeply into the conversation. It sounded like a whisper left on a desk in a busy hallway, and yet it was broadcast to millions. It was vulnerable and theatrical in the same breath. As for Halil, his silence sits like a stone in the middle of the river, the water rushing around it, carrying everyone's opinions downstream. Those who love him for his restraint applaud the consistency. Those who wish he would step forward and confirm the romance with his own voice keep waiting. And in that waiting, the story grows, because silence has a way of amplifying whatever is said around it. Make no mistake, the dividing lines aren't going away anytime soon. Some fans are protective of Sıla, insisting she has the right to celebrate her happiness however she chooses. Others are protective of Mehtap, arguing that friendship comes with lines that shouldn't be crossed. Some are protective of Halil's boundaries, seeing his quiet as a vow to keep love sacred. And still others view the entire situation as a mirror for our era. Everything is content, and content is currency. So here we are, watching a romance that has become a case study for modern celebrity love. Public or private? Planned or spontaneous? Temporary spark or lasting bond? Maybe the simplest answer is the most human one: it's unfolding. Feelings are not algorithms. People surprise us. A sweet caption can be both heartfelt and well-timed. A silent partner can be both strategic and sincere. Two truths can live in the same room. If you're asking me whether this will endure, I'd say the signs point to a real connection that will either deepen or shatter under the very pressure that made it famous. If they learn to keep what's intimate in a safe place while still offering enough to quiet the storm, they might just outlast the noise. If they don't, then this will go down as one of those romances we won't forget because of how much it revealed about us. The audience that insists on both fairy tales and authenticity, that wants to be moved but not manipulated. For now, this is where the story stands. Sıla Turkoglu, bold enough to wear her heart on the grid. Halil Ibrahim Sayhan, grounded enough to speak by not speaking. Mehtap Algol, composed enough to refuse the part the public tried to assign her. A caption that woke up the city. A friendship rewritten by fate. A love affair developing under lights so bright they expose every uneven edge, every shadow, every glittering truth. What do you think? Is the sweetness sincere or staged? Is the hush a lover's vow or a calculated pause? Share your thoughts, because we're reading everything and bringing the most revealing takes to our next deep dive. And if this kind of emotionally charged celebrity storytelling is your thing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll be back here at Secrets Behind the Stars with fresh chapters, new angles, and the kind of behind-the-scenes context that keeps you talking long after the credits roll. Stay close. In this world, the next twist can arrive at any hour, and when it does, we'll be here to unpack it, one heartbeat at a time.